what is new in vaccination nowadays?
Yeah, see, a few years back, what was new?
Please join me in welcoming Dr. Priyanka Ahlawat. Hi, Dr. Priyanka.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank, Thankfully, to COVID
COVID.
times, children and parents learned the importance. What is new are a few vaccines like cervical cancer vaccine,
Yeah.
which is indicated for girls between 9 to 14.
Hi, I'm Karuna Khanna. Today I'm very excited to welcome in front of you someone very special who will ensure that we all remain healthy. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Priyanka Ahlawat, who has extensive knowledge in medical field. She's a pediatrician and is currently working in Sonakshi Hospital. Hi, Dr. Priyanka.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for taking out the valuable time for us.
Yeah.
So my first and the foremost question to you is, what is eating right in children?
Yeah, that's a very pertinent question because eating all kids are doing, but eating right is important.
Right.
On this platform where a number of parents can listen to us, I think eating right for me is home cooked balanced diet.
Yeah.
Home cooked is important to maintain the hygiene and the cleanliness of the food, and balanced is because our ancient Indian basic diet has a amalgamation of all the three vital nutrients. You know, there are proteins, there are carbs, there are fats, there are minerals, which is required. That lacks in the Western diet, that lacks in the junk, that lacks in the fast food, whatever you call it.
So my next question is, what is the role of supplements in the children?
Yeah, this again relates to the first question that a child who is on a good, balanced, home cooked diet may be actually not in the need of any supplements. As much as the marketing strategies and the television and the advertising agencies would put them forward, they are not required to just build up the nutrition. To build up the nutrition, only home cooked diet is required, which has equal quantities of all the four basic nutrients: proteins, fats, carbs, and minerals. Okay. Now, the supplements sometimes that children are advised to give by their clinicians, they should be followed, which are, maybe iron syrups or maybe multivitamins or maybe calciums, but those which are prescribed by a clinician and not by a marketing company or not by a pharmacist. So this is my advice. The milk powders, yes, if your child is not taking milk only, and by altering the taste you are able to at least introduce milk to the child, then I tell my patients that go ahead, give it to him. But this is not going to add on to his nutrition.
Because they have high sugar content,
exactly. Preservatives and high sugar content make them more hyperactive and lack of focus. So we are not.
So basically, high sugar means lack of focus.
Yes, definitely. That's the reason precisely that in younger children these days, salts and sugars are being avoided at less than 1 year of age.
Yes.
So we are not exactly curtailing them, but we are telling them to reduce the amounts. Ever since the newer onset of diseases like hyperactivity and attention deficit have started coming. But again, when are these supplements needed? They are sometimes needed in those children who are very finicky eaters and hence developing deficiencies. Now this child is, maybe separated from mother, or maybe there is an emotional stress at home. Maybe the child family is going through a separation, a divorce or something. And we meet such children as well. And their parents or grandparents or guardians are having a tough time introducing eating only to the child. So when they ask us that can we give something, so there we go, okay, go ahead. At least the child is not going to get deficient. A child should not get deficient. The other place where supplements are advocated by us are when they are coming out of an illness. Sometimes children coming out of ICUs or very sick, post-COVID, when children came out to recover. Post-dengue, if they had gone through a very sick dengue phase, then if sometimes we do allow them that, okay, let's go through a multivitamin.
Regularly we should not
Regularly
give
you
supplements
should
to
not.
them.
You should not. When I'll speak to children today as well, I'm going to emphasize on what exactly they should be eating so that they do not enter the phase of deficiencies at all.
So a slim child is a healthy child.
A slim child is a healthy child, perfectly.
So parents come and
a disease-free child should be a healthy child.
Yes.
Weight is lesser to go with it. On the contrary, obese and overweight children are not healthy children.
Right.
Yes.
A child has to be active.
Active,
that is more important.
More important and disease-free. A child who is falling sick now and then, that means we are doing something wrong with the general environment of the child.
Right. So the next question is, tell us few preventive measures to keep our children disease free.
Yeah. Okay. See, my personal advice to all my patients and their parents are that do not come to us in sickness. Come to us in preventive times,
Okay.
so that you don't need to come to us in sickness,
Right.
right? So preventive measures that we can teach our children, our basic commonest is hand washing. It is an understated procedure. It's an understated name, and thankfully to COVID times, children and parents learned the importance of hand washing. Before meals, after meals, before using the washrooms, after using the washrooms. I mean, it is needed, and it is the safest way and the easiest way to prevent yourself from diseases. And in traveling, when they are outside, when they come back from playing, you have to hammer it into them, schools, parents, teachers, that hand washing is so important. One of the basic steps. Diet is another thing which is preventive. It will help you from diseases if you are eating a good balanced diet. Then preventive health vaccinations. Vaccinations are something which should be at par to what the government has decided for you, what the Indian Academy of Pediatrics has decided for you. Most parents do agree to that, and they are following the schedules. So preventive health for me, I think, goes around diet and hand washing, personal hygiene and vaccination.
Yes. So what is new in vaccination nowadays?
Yeah, see, a few years back, what was new was the acellular or the painless vaccine, which was there only for the DPT group of vaccines.
For the newborns.
For the newborns. And now that is no more new. Now everyone knows about it.
Right.
What is new are a few vaccines like cervical cancer vaccine, which is indicated for girls between 9 to 14 years of age. And a vaccine which can prevent cancer is a boon.
Yes.
It is the need of the hour, and all children, all mothers should encourage their daughters to be given this vaccine. Then the newer vaccines which are there is the swine flu vaccine. Swine flu is a kind of a viral illness which affects the respiratory tract.
And it is a recent one.
It's a recent one, which affects the respiratory tract. And like COVID, it can get onto a very serious illness. And there's a vaccine to that. The only issue is that vaccine changes with the strain. And hence, it's an yearly vaccine.
So every year
you should get it, at least till 5 years of age. And after that, till 14, we are advising to those children who have a history of getting recurrent LRTIs or asthmatic or allergic children. In those, we are saying that you people need it till maybe 14 years of age.
And this is flu shots?
It's flu shots, exactly.
Okay, so every year
they should be taken. Yeah. Before the flu season, which is usually before the rains in summers, somewhere in June and July, and before the winter season in winter, so around November, December, you should take the shot.
Okay, what age children?
From 6 months to 5 years on, it is mandatory for all children. After that, we indicate whether this child needs it till 14 years of age or not. Yeah.
Okay. So, and my next question is, there are so many behavioral disorders nowadays in the children. So what is that? How to prevent? What are the causes?
Yeah, see, that's what, again, we go back to the diet issue, what I said, that avoid stimulants in children. So they are stressful times for everyone, Children do not even know how to cope with them. Children do not know how to label them. कि मेरे को anxiety हो रहा है ना मेरे को stress हो रहा है, तो ये तो बड़े बच्चे बताना भी find it very tough. And in younger children, what we see, the commoner ones are autism spectrum disorders, attention deficit. These are actually a part of the same syndrome of diseases, but children show variation of these symptoms in that. Milder ones we would call attention deficit. More severer ones we call that attention deficit with a hyperactivity addition. Or severe ones we call them, or the child is autistic. And there are methods to not take this syndrome into adulthood. These children can be taken up timely. There are behavioral therapists who can go ahead with it, and they can be easily taken back into mainstream, and they can easily take back their lives as a normal child. Yes.
Okay. So, lastly, what is your message to the children and our parents?
That's my message is what we just discussed in all these questions, that let's make a healthier, happier childhood for our children, which should encompass physical health, which should encompass emotional, mental well-being. Let's avoid peer pressure getting very heavy on our children. Let's avoid them getting sick and then reaching the clinicians at a very late stage. Let's avoid comparing children. What
Yes.
we went on
In
to the
today's
peer,
environment,
in today's
the parents are the one who, I guess, put pressure on
put
the
pressure on the
child.
children.
Yeah.
And let's give them, and going back to our childhood, let's give them an easier,
Right.
simpler childhood as
That
well.
we had.
That we had, you
Yes.
know, outdoor
Not
sports.
too much
Outdoor
pressure.
sports are important. Gadgets are not.
Hmm.
Meeting friends and meeting family and relatives is important. You
Right.
can't isolate them. Let's be stricter with things, but let's not go
Beyond the certain
beyond
limit,
the
yes.
strictness that you know. I see sometimes parents. You know, bedtime is there, so even if they are guests at home or if they are relatives at
They're
home,
not allowed.
we are not allowed to
Hmm.
meet them. I mean,
So don't make it
not
robotic. Yeah.
let's not go into that westernization.
Right.
Let's learn what was good in the Western
Yes,
culture.
yes.
What is good is their hygiene maintenance.
Hmm.
What is good is their preventive health. But what is not good is their
Hmm.
social and emotional well-being, which they are not able to give
Isolated
as
children they have.
yeah, as well as we are able to give to our children. So let's learn the better things from them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Dr. Priyanka,
Yeah,
for
most
taking out your
welcome.
valuable time from the busy schedule. Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.